Hello everybody, welcome to the Straight Line Racing League here for a very dry, by the looks of it, qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix here and Catalonia. And I must say, right, it is absolutely bloody roasting. So I've absolutely stocked up with so much water that hopefully I'll be able to get through this one. And yeah, I'm also going solo, so that'll be fun. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to come to your own white, and hope you're all looking forward to the race. Hopefully, stream is running nice and smoothly. Should be. As a shimmy diagnosis P1. A lot of people look like they're going to be going on the mediums though, so we'll see how they all approach this. But here's Surface heading round on his lap. Must get a link out actually. Would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So that more people watch. You see, I'm going to be very clever with this one. Anyway, Surface is heading round. He's currently 9/10 of Shimi's pole lap, although it is only a little bit ahead of Petruse's second place lap, which I believe was set on... Okay, it was set on sauce. Sorry, I thought it was on the mediums that was set. My bad. But here comes Surface anyway, just try and challenge. He doesn't go far. Oh, he does actually, okay. I thought the line was later on. I thought it was the second line. Shoot so much I know. So actually, Surface does beat out the super, or just the soft runners. That's a good lap there. That is Matt Noah trying to get himself into some space. Pirate out there, his teammate Alfie. I believe it's Alfie, yeah, it's a big man. The lad who's taking a spot this week. I believe he's his teammate. He's currently P7, but out of it. I guess he's done what he wanted to do. But Pirate is out there, trying to better his position and break into the top 5. He needs to find at least 4 attempts to do that, but we'll see how he does. Round the last corner, he's going to deer it quite a lot. It's going to be a really poor run to the line. And it is an improvement, but just not enough. If he didn't deer it there, he would have been absolutely fine, I would have thought. Calker's there on the lap, Blunt a bit further behind. So we'll watch the Alfa Romeo. Didn't look fully committed after turn 9. There is time to do another lap after that, but I have a feeling he probably will be particularly happy with the way he took that. But he's also got a car ahead there. It looks like a Mercedes, or is it a Renault? One of these. Surface. And there's Matt Noah still letting people through. You don't need to spend the whole lap just on the sidelines waiting. Petrus goes back out on some softs, so he's looking to get pole there. Pretty much the only reason he'll be doing that. Calcus though, round the last corner, he derates as well, but goes P2. And if he didn't make that little, if he was a bit more committed if he turned on, I reckon he would have got that, you know. Petrus though, certainly going to be interesting to see how he gets on as he starts his lap on some softs. He should be absolutely dominating. He should be dominating this qualifying session. He should be right up there, smashing it into pole position, but we'll wait and see how he goes. So far, so good. He was already a 10 up on his best, and that would have been enough to put him right up there with Calkers. Not quite on pole as his teammate pulls off, retiring, KP. Blunt also retiring, so a lot of people finishing their laps and getting it over with quite early for this session, actually. I would have thought it'd be a bit more after the checkered flag, but guess we're getting it done a bit earlier. Petrus up by 4/10 now, looking pretty good here, but so far it's Surface on top, then Calkers, Shimi, and then Petrus should go up, and then it'll be Blunt 5th, Milik 6th, and KP 7th, Bantnoa 8th, Dario 9th, and Pirate 10th as it stands. CIP, Thomas, and Petrus still get to set more lap times, and Calkers could still fancy it as well, but he's looking like he's a bit slower. Here comes Petrus, so round the last corner, should be a pretty easy pole position. Should be well into the 17s, and indeed it is. So he's going to try a different strategy. Starting on the sauce, I assume he's going to try and get to hards on there. We'll see how it works out for him. Shumi has got only 20 seconds, but I reckon he'll get there just in time. So we'll be able to see his lap. And you know what? We might as well ride on board, but he's going to be pretty much the only one who isn't on a lap. Or only one on a lap, sorry, when we get this over with. So Shumi starts his lap. Is this pole position? Let's find out. He's got over half a second to find, but he is one of only 2 drivers who will be starting on sauce as it stands. Thomas still out there. Is he close to finishing the lap? He is. He finishes P10. Knocks Pirate out of that top 10. So it is Petrus. Is he still? No. So it is only Shumi that we need to focus on in the Scarlet Red Ferrari. Lovely matte livery on that car. with the 90 years on it. One of the things they added in one of the recent updates. I don't think I mentioned it last week, but they do have that. It's a very nice looking livery now, isn't it? Better than a bit of a plain Ferrari, but will he be able to stick it onto pole position? That's the big question. Not too bad for turn 9. It's only more commitment than we've seen from others like Calkers. But what's his gain? It's only just under 2/10. He's not going to get a pole, I don't think, by the looks of it at the moment. But he should hopefully get P2. He is a bit on the fringes of it though. He's maybe not giving it the best lap here, but he's also going to derate too. He should have been saving a little bit here and there on the lap. This hasn't been the best lap in the world here. I don't think it's going to go anywhere near pole. But will it be on the front row? Yes, it will. So, Petrucci back into the pits. He is on pole for this race. Shimi second. And everyone else in the top 10 are going to be on some mediums. We're going to have a bit of variety here for the Spanish Grand Prix. And I can't wait to see how it's going to work. I'll quickly confirm that, by the way. It's Surface and Calkers, Blunt, Millix, KP, Matt Noah, Dario, and then Thomas, your top 10. And outside the top 10, we've got 5 of them. Pirate, CIP, Alfie, Jose, and Skinup, who looks like just didn't get a lap in at all. And look at the gaps in there, by the way. This is obviously a track where people do a lot of laps, but you obviously see really tight gaps here. And it's good to see it's like that again. I mean, look at that. We've got 10th to 12th. Separated by, 300ths of a second. It's crazy to see how close the gaps get as well. 7th and 8th and 5th and 6th. And then 3rd and 4th. It's good to see a lot of people nice and close to each other. We've already got 10 people in here. Feel free to be active in the chat, as you all know. I'll be in the chat talking to some people because I like talking to people. The good news will be, obviously, that Alfie would be in the chat. Or at least on time for once this time. Because he's actually racing for once. And I haven't got a bias because he's Irish, even though I'm not actually Irish myself. But, listen, he's become like a chat buddy, so I sort of might be a tiny bit biased. A bit. But, we'll see. Good luck anyway. Been a while since we've seen you in a T1 lobby. What's your strategy going to be? See, this is another plus for having you in the chat. What are you going to do for strategy? Give us a scoop earlier than everyone else. It would be nice. Anyway, it is looking dry for the whole race, which is good to see. Because God help you if you try to race on this track in the wet. So yeah, Alfie's going to go medium to hard. It's what we expect from most people on the grid. Apart from obviously those front two who are on the sauce. Will anyone else outside the top 10 try that strategy, I wonder? It'll certainly be interesting to see how anyone on sauce will do, but it is the front row that is going to be occupied by them. It's a very odd situation, this. You don't often see stuff like that, especially when someone like Petrucci. Everyone else on the grid are starting on the mediums. So it'll be very fun to see as well. Let's quickly go through the grid once again. It is Petrucci on pole. On the sauce, he was on pole by 3/10 of a second to this guy here, Shumi91 legend. You can tell who he's a fan of, can't you? In the Ferrari. And then you got Surface highest off those medium runners, as you would probably expect from his skill. But Calkers wasn't too far off in the Alfa Romeo. He's certainly going to be putting up a good challenge here. It could be a very interesting start, being, one of the longest, if not the very longest run down turn 1. I feel it's one of the longest, definitely. I can't remember if it's the longest. I don't know if Bahrain or Monza's longer. It's certainly a very long run. I think it's like 800 metres, something like that, but I don't know. Anyway, Blunt is in P5. Millix Jr. is in 6th place. KP91 F1. I feel we've got 2 Shumi fans here, don't you think? Matt Noah P8, Dario in P9, and Thomas Run at the top 10. Got his lap in right at the end there, but I should be very happy to be starting in those top 10 spot with the medium tyre. Pirate is in P11. CYP is in 12th. Mr. Alfie Jens McMahon P13. Like I say, we've literally got, I think, 4 SLR team drivers here. I don't know if that's all of them, but certainly good to see plenty of them here today. And, well, don't be crossed into each other, though. That's not a good idea. No way, Jose. That's an interesting helmet for the Williams, isn't it? He's gone a bit radical with that design. And Skin Up, 15th place. Right at the back, joining in as well, is Tash. And I believe that means you've got all 10 teams on the grid. And, well, you don't want to see that. 2 cars, they can't see each other. And they're going to be absolutely doing all sorts of very inappropriate things to each other about this Grand Prix. Hopefully, it won't lead to any retirements. But basically, they can't see each other. So we're going to see a lot of rodeo, I think, from these two. If we were to get monetization on this, we would be about to lose it. Let's just say that much. But we're all lined up on the grid. Getting ready to start here. Tash lining up at the back, and it is all about this run down to turn 1. We've got 33 laps here, but please guys, remember, you can't win it down to turn 1. Although you have to say, it is one of the most vital turn 1s of the season. We'll see how they all handle it. 5 lights, and we are away in Spain. Looks like a really poor start there from Schumi. He's in lots of trouble. He's having to cover off many cars. But Patrice wasn't great off the line either. If anything, it looks like Surface at the best start. Does he go down the middle? I say, turn 1 is very difficult to get right here, but they're going to try and make it 3 wide. Schumi into the lead after a poor start, but he was on the inside, helped him out a lot. Patrice on the outside, so they got swept off to Narnia. But luckily, we all seem to be okay. Surface is out to P2. He'll be happy with that, but surely Patrice wants to get straight back past. And then there's his teammate, KP's off the track, and there's a big slide and a spin from Alex Jr. Will anyone run into him? Yes, they will. That might be a safety car. We've got 3 cars involved, certainly there. But we'll see how that all plays out. It looks like we're going to just stay in green flag for everywhere else. Patrice did get by on Surface in the end. You would expect that on the sauce, but that's a really clumsy mistake from Alex Jr. Who all has been involved in incidents then? It looks like certainly Milix Jr. and Dario. Then Pirate as well. Tash has got both sides of the front wing gone. Alfie has also possibly broke the front wing. Hard to tell from that angle. I think he's okay actually. Skin Up, was he involved in that one? Trying to look at the left hand side as he comes in here. Yes, he was also involved. He may have to pit. Skin Up was alright. No way, Josie, by the way. He's made up a massive amount of spots, and I think Kalkas may have even been involved as well. We'll wait and see. But certainly no way, Josie. Absolutely taking the advantage there and flying up into P7. So great start from him in the Williams, but it is a very interesting top 3 here already as we head into turn 1. This is 3 drivers with varying levels of skill, speed, and tyres. This is brilliant. Cannot wait to see how this one progresses throughout the race. Unfortunately, the gaps will take a few laps to properly update, but once they do, we'll have a proper idea of what's going to happen. We've got some yellow flags. I wonder if the Pirate got his pit entry a bit wrong. He did have a heavily damaged front wing. It does seem that he might have possibly missed the pit lane slightly, and then got a penalty as well for good measure. Patrice is on the back here. Looks like Surface is just sort of hanging back for a while. So he's not on the best tyre, so he doesn't have to get by quickly. He knows it will come to him later on. He just needs to make sure he stays ahead of Matt Noah, I think. But we'll see. Let's quickly look at the position change though before this all kicks off again. Schumi and Patrice obviously swap places. Surface stay where he was. Matt Noah's up 4. Blunt stay where he was. Calker's down 2. Noah Jose up 7. CIP up 4, but off the track. Not exactly the best way to handle this. He's now up only 2. Thomas then up 2. KP down 2. Alfie up 2. Skin up 3. Tash up 3. Pirate up 3. But there's a few of those people there who will not be happy with their gains at all, as they were involved in the crash. Anyway, down to turn 1. Here comes Surface. He had a great run there on the main straight. Patrice will have to try and defend it though. DRS has enabled this lap, by the way, so maybe it'll be worth it for Surface just to wait a wee while longer. If he can get that close without DRS, I need to see how quick he'd be with DRS, but this helps Schumi out a bit as well, because these 3 are now going to start locking horns and letting the Ferrari get away with it for a while. Will Matt Noah fancy a look? You can see there's still some damage here, by the way, from the cars that were involved in that first crash. I just don't know what it would take to put a safety car out in this game, you know what I mean? I don't know what it would take, because that was a pretty nasty crash. I mean, that is a stone dead safety car. I think it was real F1, they'd even considered a red flag for that type of crash, but yeah. I think that realism isn't exactly on point, is it? Anyway, looks like KP is getting ahead there of Thomas and DRS, so you can overtake into turn 10, which is surprising. I didn't think we'd see a single one into there, but maybe it was a mistake or something from Thomas, because it is a very weird place to pass. There is DRS there, but it's just so short and so insignificant, and the corner that comes before it pretty much completely discourages any form of overtaking in the next corner, so it's good to get a move done now. Anyway, here comes Patrice into turn 1, just showing he's there, maybe trying to unnerve the Ferrari ahead, because we have a very large train. This is a big feature of this track as well. Long DRS trains, because as I say, you just can't overtake, but it's very easy to keep at the same pace. It is just a choo-choo train the whole way, but Petrus setting his fastest first sector. You'd expect that now. Everyone's sort of starting to set fastest first sectors. Of course, apart from Shumi, who's not got DRS unfortunately. But yeah, it's very difficult to pass here. So even though it looks pretty close, it might stay this way. Here's DRS, let's see. Bit of a touch on the gravel there, that doesn't help too much, does it? And here's another try. Is it just a Toro Rosso corner this? I mean, that's a broken front wing there, I thought. Not quite. I thought he broke his wing when he was doing that, but no, Petrus round the outside into turn 10. It does seem like a really handy overtaking spot. We didn't really expect this type of thing, but maybe expect the unexpected with this league, I guess. Petrus taking the advantage there, and crucially getting ahead before this last corner. Maybe he can have a chance to pull away, but he did have a bit of a slide. Does he lose this lead again? We got yellow flags. Let's quickly check. That is Tash. But after making a great move for the lead, is he about to lose it again? As Shumi goes up the inside of Petrus into turn 1. He has to back off. There's a Ferrari that will hold up service a bit unless he can find a way through. They're very close to each other, the Renault and the Ferrari, but the Renault finally has to back off because he knows there's Red Bull there as well. They do not want to collide this early into the race. A very long way still to go. And we will see just how this one develops. Now it's Petrus, the one without any DRS, and he knows just from that one first attack from Shumi that he will try and pass at all costs. I mean, I wonder if Shumi was a bit frustrated at being overtaken at turn 10, because I did say it's such a difficult place to pass, but when you make mistakes like that, that could be where they open up. But you see what I mean, the dirty air there, like how did you even think about getting close in the first place? But yeah, no way through for Shumi, even though it was a poor exit. But here comes Surface. Maybe it's just not a great corner for Shumi. That could just be it, because he's hit. He's hit. Broken front wing. Surface, you don't go side by side through there unless you're really confident you'll get by, and I guess maybe it just wasn't quite close enough. I would call that one a race incident, to be brutally honest with you, but while it has done that, it's opened that top 3 gap up massively. But no, I wonder if turn 10 is just a difficult corner for Shumi. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't get that run out of turn 9. Here's Blunt on Matt Noah getting by, and Noah Jose getting by Surface, and once again he is just showing great pace. He's having a fantastic start. KP as well getting by. Surface might have to pit there. I don't think he wants to, but he may have no choice. He may have to go to 2-stop. And look at this, Calker's on the inside. I'm at Noah into turn 4. Really difficult place to get by. It's such a long winding corner. If you don't get by the whole way, you'll see that car you're trying to pass on the inside flying up your inside for turn 5. But luckily Calker's got the move done up to P4. Back to where he started as well. But Blunt is now the highest rated driver on these mediums. That could become crucial later on. And I reckon it's about now that these tyres on the top 2 are going to start to maybe struggle a little bit. But once again, you can defend like hell here. You can create as long as trade as you like. It can certainly work for you if you do this strategy for long enough and make it last. Fat has a great name there, but he's in the chat. Hello, nice to see you. Anyway, Petrus is going to pit. So I guess he hasn't quite caught the memo. Can he get some mediums to the end? We'll have to wait and see. Alfie's got a penalty for corner cuts. So it's now Ferrari 1-2. Screenshot it. You don't see that one too often in this league. It always seems to be a league where the Ferraris never can make it work. But there we go. Petrus, what's he going to go on to? You would have thought it'd be mediums or hards. It will be mediums. So it's going to be a 2-stop. Surface is going on to It's going on to hard. That's what I would have expected. But Matt Noah as well to mediums. So 2-stop looks like it's going to be in a bit of fashion here. And that will explain why there was an earlier stop at Petrus, because I did think he could maybe just push it for a few more laps. He was pulling away. But yeah, he's got now 7 seconds of clean air. Maybe more cars to pit ahead. Can he make a 2-stop work? If he can, then that'd be very impressive. And maybe he can go on to some softs at the end. We'll wait and see. Just noticing he's got the esports helmet on now. I've been looking for a lot of people with esports helmet. Has anyone else got it? I'm not flexing, but I also have it. I'm just surprised a lot many people use it. Embrace the esports. That's maybe that's going to push you on to victory. You can pretend you're Brendan Lee. Actually, don't do that. No one wants to be Brendan Lee. Anyway, here comes Blunt. He's got Calkers for company. But he's also got his teammate ahead. Will we see a bit of Ferrari team play, or will we see one of them get left behind? Here we go down the main straight. Blunt closing massively on his teammate. He's going up the inside. I don't think Schumi would make it too hard for him, and he doesn't. So Blunt, not only is he the highest medium runner, he's now the leader of the race outright. And that's a spin! Oh no! Jose had such a great start. No way, Jose off the track. He only falls 2 places though, I think. That's all he loses, but still, he'd be so frustrated with that. We don't quite know how that happened. It looked like he was fighting with someone into turn 1. But a great promising start. This gets a little bit worse, but I think he'll still be hopefully able to hold the position there. I think Schumi's tires are starting to hit a bit of a cliff here. As long as he can hold up Kalkers for a while though, I'm sure Blunt will be very appreciative. Yeah, he just can't get by, can he? So this will help Blunt out quite a lot, because this is going to give Blunt a bit of an advantage. He'll be out of the DRS zone if Schumi pits now, for example. He doesn't actually though. He's had really not the best exit, but nor is Kalkers. So that's really working out brilliantly for Blunt. Blunt's going to be very happy with this. Right, and sorry, I was getting DMs, people asking for strategies. Oh, no way, Jose. Don't be spinny, Jose. That's not really a very good name, is it? Hello, spinny Jose. Sven! Sorry, I have to say it when you see a Sven. Now. Hello. No, let's go back to Kalkers, because he actually has closed the gap again. Schumi's least favourite corner on the track. He's going to be overtaken there again. Kalkers on the inside. But Schumi had an exit there, but maybe he just didn't want to go for the hill. Maybe he sort of knew what would happen. So he's doing now what I thought Petrus would have done, and just hold it for as long as you can, and then put some hards on and go to the end. Surely that's going to be what he's going to try. For him did 23 laps on a set of the mediums as they were known at the time, in I think season 4. So we'll see if Schumi can do 24. Close enough on the same tyre. This is incredibly important for his race. Where does he come out in terms of the gap to Petrus? Petrus is setting the fastest lap, but what about Jose? He might end up being behind him too, but then there's a huge gap behind to Matt Noah. If anything, Schumi's just going to want to have a plenty of free air just to push at it. Stay consistent and hopefully make some time up. Although, like I say, his helpfulness in keeping Kalkers behind for so long has meant his teammate can have a plenty easy enough run for now as well in the lead of the race. That will help him out a lot. Could Ferrari be playing themselves into a pretty nice strategy here? We'll wait and see how it all works out. Matt Noah gets a penalty for multiple warnings, and looks like KP is being caught a bit more by CYP now. Nobody in DRS with each other in the top 3. So it is CIP looking most likely to make a move right now. Pit stop window will probably be within about 3 or 4 laps time, I would have thought. It just depends how people are on the tyres. If they feel confident to go a little bit longer, they could, for all we know, pit this lap. You just don't know. But I don't think we'll see that. Well, once again, you just don't know. Here comes CIP. Does he get by KP? Like I said, he was certainly looking pretty good to get by, and it just feels like KP hasn't got much pace. He's actually on 1 on the ARS, so he wasn't happy to fight that one. He didn't feel like fighting it, and so he just hung back and let it happen. He knows CRP's faster, maybe he just doesn't want to waste his own time, I don't know. But Truce is caught at the back of Alfie. Alfie are in P6 at the moment, second to last of the people who haven't stopped yet. Then again, there are people who have to stop again. Possibly everyone behind him will probably have to stop again, apart from Schumi. and surface possibly, but we'll see how that all works out. Point is, Patrice should probably get by quite easy because he's not the fastest driver in the world right now, is AJ compared to Patrice. Does that get the point across? Anyway, DRS time. He's not going to make a move this time round. I think Calkers actually has got back into some DRS of Blunt. No way through, obviously, until turn 1, maybe. But then again, you have to be like 4 tenths behind at the last corner. It's ridiculously close you have to be. Because it's just so difficult to follow. It's like they've completely nerfed slipstream totally. Like, it's ridiculous. You just don't get any slipstream. Here's Patrice on Alfie, getting by on the main straight. Should be no defence there from the McLaren. Has to pit, as I say, still, and pretty much that'll be the same for everyone that Patrice gets by. But then again, Patrice also has to pit too, so I don't know. How will more people affect it? Will he even catch Thomas before he pits? We'll wait and see. But looks like KP's back on CYP and Calkers is back on Blunt. And we're going to have some good fights here for the lead and for third place in this race. Only 3 retired so far. And they are Tash in the Racing Point, Milix Jr. in the Mercedes, and Dario in the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo looking at a window still, because Calker's right on the back of Blunt. These are the highest 2 drivers who started on these medium compound tyres. Although you do have to keep in mind the surface is probably lurking a bit as well. He had to change the front wing, but still he'll be lurking, I would have thought. At least I hope he changed his front wing when he pitted. Anyway, they're fighting over the lead of the race. What will this mean for the end of the race? We don't know quite yet, but still, they'll want the advantage over each other at least. Calker's on the outside into turn 1. He's going to be pushed wide, but will he be able to swing around the outside of the Ferrari? He's going to make contact. He's going to try and force his way through, and that just doesn't work. And CYP now in the back. Will he be able to get by the Alfa Romeo? Now the top 4 all within DRS of each other. And this is getting pretty tasty, isn't it? Meanwhile, Alfie into the pit lane. Why is he going to come out in relation to surface? So just to give an idea, because Alfie, where was he compared to the leaders? He was about 10 to 15 seconds off? Something like that? I don't know, because obviously we know that surface, maybe not 10 seconds, it probably was about 10 seconds, say about 10 seconds. So surface would be right there. You'd be starting to close in on all this when these guys eventually pit again. So, it just gives you a little indication, at least, of where Surface's progress is right now. And you can see that again, he will be, like I say, about the 3 seconds off. So, yeah. Obviously, Surface is in relatively clean air for now. Maybe that won't last for much longer as Patrice gets by Thomas into turn 10. But we'll find out. We'll find out how this all works. But for now, if Surface doesn't have to pit again, he could be running a net P2, I think, because Blunt's into the pit. Oh! Who's that? CYP's off the on the gravel. So I don't know how he's managed that, but he's been off at the last corner as Blunt enters the pit lane. He's yeah, fallen way back. Blunt has made his pit stop. What I was going to say is that Schumi should be net leader, I think, but Surface should be net P2, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But where's Blunt? Because there's Blunt there. So now it is Blunt who's the net leader from Schumi. Ferrari 1-2 possibly, with Calkers constantly making mistakes as well. KP could be up there too if he can keep it up. CIP maybe blew his chances of a podium slightly there with that trip off into the gravel. Don't quite know how that one happened, to be honest with you, but all I saw, car and gravel. It's a bit distressing, I must say, if you couldn't tell by my reaction to it. But yeah, we'll see where Calkers comes out. Calkers needs to be ahead of Schumi, as simple as, because if he isn't, then it's Ferrari 1-2 right now on the net results, because I think Patrice will have to pit again. Just depends how big a gap he'll have to build. In fact, he will 100% have to pit again. I just can't. He won't pit. He won't not get to the end there. Anyway, KP, Calkers, CYP onto the pit lane. So now we're about to see how this all plays out. These guys are all nearer to the end of the pit lane. Calkers being, I think, the furthest down? Or is he ahead, actually? Oh, he's ahead of the Toro Rosso. It could be held up a bit there. I don't think he was, though. I think everyone's got out without much problems, although KP does look a bit further behind. There goes Blunt. But Schumi is who we're interested in. Okay. So, as it stands, Blunt, Calkers, Schumi, top 3. Game on, people. Let's see how he's all handle this one. Matt Noah has to pit again, so I wonder how hard Schumi's going to fight this, because he knows he doesn't have to pass him, or sorry, fight him too hard. But yeah, this is fascinating. I don't know what we're going to see in the strategy. It's good when people really just put the boat out. You know, when we all saw everybody start on the mediums, apart from the top 2, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, pretty simple, right? So, it's simple, right? Simple. We're seeing about 4 or 5 different variations of strategy going on. We're seeing the simple, medium to hard. We're seeing soft to hard. We're seeing soft to medium. Okay, that's only 3 strategies, but it's more than I thought we'd see. It's certainly going to make it very interesting because everyone's going to be running at very different paces right now. For example, Schumi's up there, but he's not necessarily extremely quickly. But then again, seeing him step for surface, what will KP do? Will he be able to get by these 2? What about Matt Noah? Will he be able to get his nose in there and try and interfere with Schumi's progress? How will Blunt do with catches to Petrus, who's now into fully clean air? Plenty of questions to be answered. How quick will Petrus be at the end of the race? That is the biggest question I think we need to ask, because he will be on maybe softs, probably more likely a set of mediums again. Whatever, though, he should be pretty rapid, so it'll be pretty fun to see how this one goes. What about Calkers? Will he be able to get ahead of Blunt now? If he will stop making his mistakes, maybe he has a chance of getting by. It's a lot to think about. And certainly a lot more exciting than I expected this to be. Because, do you know what? Every time I come and watch the league race at this track, it is just such a procession. Because you can't pass here, right? But, oh, he's done it again. He has done it again. I knew he'd do it again. Blunt did make a mistake. Everyone just keeps making mistakes at the front here. But that is just the pressure, I guess. Calkers leads this race. Virtual safety car out. Will Petrus take this opportunity to pit for some hards? I think he'd be an idiot not to. He's into the box. He'd be an idiot not to do that. Surely it'd be hard. I don't think he can get mediums to the end from here. Would Matt Noah fancy a stop as well? You'd have thought so. So Calkers, will he be able to get ahead? This could decide the race, this one. Although saying that, they will be on the same strategy now. But no, do you see what I mean? No. Strategy has really been thrown up, and anything like this could switch it all up again, and it is indeed switching it all up again. Look out, there's Calkers. What about Schumi? Schumi, I don't think he's going to be overtaken. You can't pass until turn 1, because we've gone green again, and there's been contact there. Was there a car? There was. We're 3 wide again, just like lap 1. Through turn 3 we go. I was wondering why it was going so wide. And then Surface has gone off the track. Surface is off the track. But what about Schumi? And Matt Noah. Matt Noah gets ahead into P3. But look at this. Petrus up into P2 now. And I said he'd be quick at the end. Boy, is he going to be on the charge now. Only 2 laps after tires, but we know he's very quick on this track. Can he chase down Calkers? And does Blunt realise just how much he's changed this race up? With that little spin. Brings out the virtual safety car for 30 seconds. And look what it's doing to the race. And Petrus, huge tank slapper up there through turn 8. What does Matt Noah do now? Because he's going to be the one guy that decides all of this, I think. He's going to be such a wild card decision. But we'll find out how he decides to go about this. Should he be on mediums later on? Where would he come out? You'd have to think he might just not be as advantaged as maybe you would have thought. Surface, if he wasn't going to pit before, he might end up thinking about a pit stop now. After that spin, he'll wait a few more laps maybe, and then fly to the box with some mediums or something, or maybe even just some softs at the end, depending on how hard he can get these. But here comes Schumi on Matt Noah. He has to get by quickly if he wants to try and chase down Petrus and Calkers, sorry. But he can't get by. KP as well. 5 lap fresher tyres. Schumi will probably be a bit of aware of that one. So we'll see how this one works. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know how to predict this one. I don't know if we can just say, oh, Calcus is out there front, he's going to win easily. Because you just don't know. What about penalties? Let's quickly have a look at the penalties for these guys. It shouldn't be too bad. I don't think anyone's going to have many penalties, apart from maybe 1 or 2 for someone. I know has 1. So, the point is, not many penalties are going to be out there. There's no way Jose. He was having such a good race, and unfortunately it started to unfold on him, and he will find himself out of the race somewhere in Sector 2. I guess we're about to come up to it. On board with Skin Up. Let's see, where is this car going to be? I've missed it. Oh, we missed it. Okay, well, I don't know where I was then. I was looking more towards turn 4, but we didn't see it. He probably will have despawned by the time we get there. With the Pirate. And look at that, Shumi really sliding, showing the age of those tyres already. And KP taking the opportunity to go past Shirley now into turn 1. Getting as much of that system as he possibly can. Waiting to the very last moment to pull out to the right hand side. And taking P4 into turn 1. At the minute then, it'll be 2 Tarosas and an Alfa Romeo on the podium. Who would have saw that one coming at the start? Certainly with a strategy, I wouldn't have thought it'd be possible, but here we go. We're looking at this. And, yeah, who else has to pit then? Matt Noah has to pit. Shumi might fancy a stop later on. We don't really know on that one. We know Surfers will probably end up in the pits again, but they are the only ones. So that'll make it nice and interesting to the end of this race to see what they do. This could end up being an interesting fight for the podium. Just depends how much pace these guys will have. But here comes KP now, Matt Noah being held up behind him for long won't help, and he's going right up the inside straight away, showing him he's there. Not getting by instantly, but definitely showing him, as I say, I'm here for you. But look at this, CYP. Remember he was off in Narnia earlier on? Well, Matt Noah's putting him back into play as well in the Haas. He needs to try and take advantage and get by Shumi as quickly as possible as Matt Noah ducks off into the pit lane. And now it's race on. Does KP get DRS? He does indeed, but so does Shumi and so does CYP. All heading down towards turn 1. We know Shumi will go for a move if it's there. Is it? Not quite. CYP, by the way, look how far off he's going. Matt Noah, by the way, is onto hards. I guess he had sort of no choice in that one, so maybe the strategy not working as well as we would have thought. He's probably going to maybe move up a little bit, but maybe not as far as we thought he could. I would have thought at top 5 would be possible, but maybe not on the hards. Wait and see though, you just never know what the pace is like, although he has got his second penalty now, I won't help his cause either. But here comes CIP on the back of Shumi. Surely he's going to want to find his way past sooner rather than later, because there's KP's there for the taking. Meanwhile, Petrus and Calker's been pretty consistent up at the front. Calker's having a relatively easy day now, and it wasn't going particularly well. He was starting to stick for earlier on, but as you can see, he's now made up those 3 places that he was wanting to. He is in the lead, and Petrus has gone down by 1 from pole. But you could say that maybe the Virtual Safety Car helped him with the P2 a little bit better. But then again, his teammate is chasing, so he may not keep that P2. We'll wait and see. There goes CIP. He's made his 8th position up today. Fantastic drive so far. And he is off to the end of the race. We'll see if he can catch the flying KP. Because if he can catch, you may even have a shot at P2. You just don't know. KP has to say he's made it 4 places. Shumi now down 3. Surface the same. He may have to pit though. We don't really know if his tyres will get to the end. Blunt down 2. What could have been for him? He was looking pretty sweet for the win at one point, but he spun off and kicked off that chain of events that put Petrus into P2. Alfie up by 5, but could be down to 4 because Thomas, who's made it 1, looking to make it 2, is chasing the McLaren down. Matt Noah, we'll see what he can do. 2 places down from where he started on now the hards to the end, and Alfie's lost it. He did this in qualifying before the stream started, but he hasn't hit anything this time. But Matt Noah will get by, so Alfie down to P10. Still though, he's made up 3 places. I don't know if he'd be happy with that or not, but Thomas has made the 2 up then. And Matt Noah now just down to 1 loss, and then Skinner up 4, but not in the points, and then Pirate down 1, and obviously not in the points either. But here's Schumi on the back, trying to get back past, and look at the run he's got. Great helicopter shot just to show the closing speed, but will he go for it into turn 1? Surely he has a chance, and here he goes, flying out the inside of the Haas. He saw him coming and didn't make it too difficult for the Ferrari to fly past into the top 4 once again. And now seeing surface under the back of this then, so maybe his tyres do have enough to sort of keep fighting this one on. We'll obviously see if they get to the end. It'll be some gargantuan effort to get these 27 laps. Eventually they'll have to go. Like, that's ridiculous, but we'll see if he can do it. I feel he might end up trying it. If he, you know, if the tyres go, well, he'll probably have ended up P10 anyway. It's 20 seconds back from Skin Up. He's pretty much got nothing to lose sitting here. So why not go for it? Same with Schumi, really nothing to lose at this point. They both just might as well start and see how the tyres handle. Patrese now getting that gap down to below 4 seconds, so maybe there's still something to happen there with those top 2. Penalties could affect that if we start seeing some. But now CYP is in that position, pass or be passed, and we will see him try and pass towards turn 1. KP well out of harm's way now, you would have thought, and Service does pit again. So now CYP has a bit of pressure relieved, but knows he still wants to get by the Ferrari, who's a rocket down the straight as CYP, down into turn 1, up into P4. Surface, what does he go on to? It's going to be the medium compound tyre. Will he get Matt Noah? I don't think he will. And Alfie's into the pits as well, so he would stay. P9 will surface. Alfie, I assume, will probably go for some mediums as well. But back to Schumi. Might be starting to get chased down by his teammate again. In Blunt, we'll see how that one goes. We'll just see how much these two fight, because they do seem to be going back and forth each and every lap, which is good to see. They're plenty fast enough. Alfie's onto actually the softs. He's gonna try for the fastest lap and hopefully get Skin Up in the process, he would hope. Was that a car up there, or was it just a different line there from surface? It looked like he was off from the angle I had there, but anyway. Schumi. We're going to see the old switcheroo again. Like I say, these two have been fighting each other really well the last few laps, swapping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we're going to see a bit more of that back and forth. What's CRP going to do this time? Is he going to fight to the inside, or is he going to let Schumi go for it? Bit more of an acute angle this time, but can the Ferrari get by? Yes, he can. And back into P4. We've got 10 laps to go here in Spain, and Patrese is still closing that gap. He's now down to 3.4. It was, it's now to 3.6, but still, it is going down. It was nearly 5 seconds about 5 laps ago, and you just don't know. Will Calker's tyres hit a cliff in the last couple of laps? You just don't know what will happen with Albert. So we'll keep an eye on it. But the Alfa Romeo driver at the moment is still holding the lead. What about warnings for penalties? Because that could decide it all. He has got 2 warnings, has Calkers in the last 2 laps. He wants to be careful he doesn't end up with a penalty here, because if he does get a penalty, he'll be in real trouble. But Patrese also has 2 warnings. KP hasn't got a single one. So, you know what? If KP can keep any form of pace up, he may actually, if he can catch these guys a bit more, find himself in a sort of good position if they start getting penalties. But we'll wait and see. Probably a bit optimistic there, but looks like Alfie's going to try and get by Skin Up on his way for a fastest lap, as Calker's actually his fastest lap. Fair enough, maybe he has still got some pace. That would be good news as well for Schumi, because that would say he probably has some pace in there too. Alfie though, up into the top 10 again. But let's see CYP down to turn 1 once again. It's actually really working very well for these guys today. Schumi defends to the inside line, so CYP is going to try the outside this time. And there's a bit of contact, and oh, lucky not to go round there, Schumi. Luckily for him though, he keeps it relatively in the right direction. Here comes service on Matt Noah for P8. Just at the fastest lap did the Renault driver, but not quite able to get by yet. But something to look out for. Skin Up will have fallen behind Alfie only because of the 2-step tyre difference. Although he probably will get back past the McLaren driver later on, because those softs just will not last, I don't think, at all. Petrus down to 3.2. Like I say, if Calcars gets a penalty, then we're really in for something special. Because it'd be very impressive for Petrus to actually make that work. Because it'd be pretty inspiring. He did it under the virtual safety car. He made the crucial pit stop under virtual safety car. And it looks like Skinnip and Alfie are going to go side by side. Nearly making contact with those two off the track, in fact. Going the McLaren, but on the inside. Skinnip, this is for the last point. It's an important move. Service, by the way, got Matt Noah, but he's got millions of penalties anyway. It was going to be inevitable. But look at this! Oh, that's bravery. As Alfie, somehow on the outside of turn 9, finds some room and goes up the inside into turn 10 once again to hold that final point scoring position. But then look at that big slide up the hill. These two are really going for it. And they're lagging a bit too, which isn't always a good thing. Anyway, Petrus has got that gap under 3 seconds. Want to just check again, making sure Calcars hasn't got a penalty yet. But one more warning, and Calcars will be very much aware of this. Calcars will maybe feel a bit of the extra pressure, thinking, yeah, he's not even 3 seconds. I might have to start pushing a bit more. And if you do that, it increases your risk of a penalty. But it looks like Scout's got back by Alfie again into turn 1. Extra pace though on the sauce, not really helping the McLaren out too much as he goes off a bit wide. Feels the rear tyres might be overheating a bit. He was struggling a lot on that last sector. But we know he can pull off some relatively brave moves, but not if he stays in a curve like that though. Does he fancy into turn 5? Skinner defends it. Still makes the apex though. And the laps are flying by the way. We're already on lap 27 of this race. Calcars, the gap is closing. It may not even end up coming down to a penalty because Petrus really has the hammer down now. They're both pretty much the same on the ARS. So it's possibly just going to be a straight fight on track, which is what you want to see. Penalties could play a factor, but you always want to see it on track rather than in the pit or in the penalties. Oh, Alfie! Try not to kill yourself there. And looks like Blunt is in DRS range of his teammate now. We could catch up on that one maybe at the start of the next lap. But here's Alfie once again going for it on Skinnip. I feel the pace on these tyres have sort of run out already. But he may fly out the inside anyway into turn 1. These two having a great fight for the last point scoring position. And a rather aggressive one as well, it has to be said. They've been all over this track, haven't they? Right on the outside of turn 3, tries Alfie. And if you just stay on the outside of turn 4, he will reap the rewards in turn 5. And he's going to do that. Surely Alfie will get that position, for now at least. And Skinnip might just have to concede that one for the time being. Back up with the 2 Ferraris though, in towards turn 1. Much older tyres on the Ferrari Schumi as Blunt flies up the inside. Reminiscent of a bit earlier on when he did the exact same thing. Because of the near tyres, it's just a thing. But will Blunt actually keep it on the track this time and not spin it off? Remember, his spin is what's put Petrus in a position to win this race, you could argue. So, maybe Petrus will be thinking, yeah, go on, do it again, I dare you. But, yeah, 2 Ferraris up in positions. They're currently P5 and P6. I reckon they'll be a bit disappointed because they were possibly a potential of 1-2. But, yeah, well. Petrus is on for his fastest lap of the day. You love to see it as Skinnip retires. Ah dear. What's going on there? He's off in the last corner, so maybe he's been fighting a bit too hard with Alfie. And it's gone a bit wrong there. Surface is now in the back of Thomas for P7 by the way as well. And Schumi is still right on his teammate. But we've now got 5 laps to go in this race. Petrus, he's now 1.9 seconds behind. He is closing. We could see a real grandstand finish here to this Spanish Grand Prix. I really hope penalties don't get involved. I hope these guys can fight it out on track, just as the 2 Ferraris are. Here comes Schumi once again, down towards turn 1. He's not got as much ERS as his teammate. That'll be a bit of a disadvantage, but he has got a good brake pedal. Oh, he hasn't. He's made contact. Maybe he went just a little bit too deep there. Or maybe just a little bit too far back to go for the move. And it looks like Petrus has lost a bit of time as well, so mistakes started being made at the end of this one. But once again, I don't want it to go to penalties, but it does feel like Patrice is a lot quicker, and that could put Calcus under a lot of pressure. He just has to focus on keeping his exits good and making sure he's not drifting off wide anywhere or cutting any corners, especially that last chicane. Although he can make a pretty big cut there on this game, which is a bit weird. Service up to P7 there. But yeah, this is all about trying to say mistake 3 in these last 4 laps. Let's see how he goes through the chicane. Just wonder how much he's willing to cut it. He isn't cutting it at all. What about Patrice? You can see the time he's gaining through there a little bit. So I feel that he's got more confidence there. Less ERS over Patrice, that could become a bit of an issue later on because they're both relatively low, but he would run out in an attempted move, you can imagine. So he just has to try and make sure he controls that as well. And I think all the other fights are starting to fizzle out a tad because the gaps are opening up. Shumi not going to pass his teammate anymore. My TV's got a timer. No, it doesn't. Yeah, Thomas up there as well. So it's all about watching Patrice and watching Calcus. Calcus using a bit more of that ERS there, while Patrice will decide to save some. I think Calcus is just driving this nice and carefully, get it to the end, and we'll see just what happens of it. Yeah, the gap is staying rather consistent, isn't it? Just watching them going round, they are pretty much doing the same things. They're both setting faster laps, and what can you do about that? You know what I mean? What can you do about that? It is an interesting one, yeah. I don't know what to think about it. I just don't know who's gonna win this race. Let me know in the chat who you think's going to win this one. Because you've got to remember that we have got the 2 lap older tyres as well on Calcus. What if they fall apart? I mean, Shumi is our reference point, I guess, and well, Blunt's on 4 lap better tyres and he does seem a lot better. But that's 4 laps, you know, it's a lot better than 2 laps, I guess, or a lot worse, sorry, than 2 laps. Still, it's worth thinking about because the gap is going down now. Well, Alfie, if you win this race, that'd be extraordinary. What? Oh, hold on. How are we doing this now? Are you just chatting and driving at the same time? You know, don't text and drive. I'm sure it's probably a thing about that. Keaton's saying it's going to be Calcus taking this one. Well, he's got 2 laps to try and hold on. But now the gap is starting to go down a bit more. Maybe the tyres are starting to lose it. But then again, ERS levels, maybe they're just a bit more useful for Patrice. But it's certainly starting to close in now. 1.2 seconds into turn 1. And, well, if he keeps closing like this, he will be in DRS for the run down to turn 10. And we know he likes to move on, down into there. We've seen him do it before in this race. Could it be a crucial one for the win? We'll wait and see. But he's staying super consistent in these last few laps. And that could just be what gets him there. Higher Calcus tyres. 17 laps old now. Are they starting to feel their age yet? Well, we're about to find out in the final sector, because if they are starting to feel their age, you'll be able to tell. But let's run on board with Patrice. Watch him as they head down. Gap closing all the time. And he's setting his fastest middle sector of the race is Patrice. He is piling this pressure on. Up the hill, how does Calcus handle it? He's doing alright so far. Can he keep this though? Above a second the gap. In fact, he's actually had a better turn 11 there. And into the last chicane. How much is he going to cut that one? Looks like Patrice is so much more confident. And it is time for some DRS. Up to 4 on the energy. And look at the run down towards turn 1. I said it'd be a grandstand finish, and look at this. Side by side down to turn 1 on the final lap. Petrus, the pole sitter. The guy who was on the other strategy, he qualified on softs. Looked like it wouldn't work for him. He now leads on the final lap. Can he get this to the finish? Let's find out. Calkers, has he got anything left in the tank? We'll have to wait and see. He's just so much slower in the first sector. It feels his tires are starting to go. Will penalties get involved? Let's quickly check the penalties on there. Calkers, I believe, still on the 2 warnings. Petrus, also, I think, still on 2 warnings or on 1 warning? It's 2 warnings. So, oh, he's cutting corners. He wants to be careful here. Calkers, he's got 1 more try. 1 more desperate try to get by. Will he throw it up the inside into turn 10? Is he close enough? Will he just try and scare Petrus? He's braking super duper late. But then he just broke too late and made a bit of contact. And that effectively ends his try. And now we can go to Petrus. The 2-stop are working, as you can see. And I must say, he judged that VSC to perfection. He went straight in to go on those hards. He would have been on mediums at the end instead, but the safety car, virtual safety car, helped him out massively. And he wins a fantastic, brilliant, entertaining as hell Spanish Grand Prix. What's wrong with this track? It's never meant to be entertaining. But Petrus started on softs, looked like it wouldn't maybe work out for him. I think he ran all 3 tyres. How often do you see that in a race? There you go, all 3 tyres used, and it was that crucial decision to pit under the VSC on lap 16. And I'm exhausted. What a race. What a brilliant race. So Petrus wins it from Calkers. KP, CYP, Schumi, your top 5. Looks like he got ahead of his teammate in the end, so must have been the penalty for him that cost him. Surface in 7th, Thomas 8th, Matt Noah 9th, waiting for Alfie or his teammate. Surely those softs are going to be completely burnt to hell. And he's off into the gravel, yeah. The Pirate will take that last point. He should run around the back all day, but he'll get some reward for it. He's stuck with it. He will come home in P10. And that will end as just... what a race! I don't know what to say, it was just brilliant, wasn't it? Like I say, you wouldn't expect it from this track. It's just one of those tracks you always expect it to be just your old processional race. And I was genuinely expecting a Borefest coming in here. How wrong I was. What a fantastic race today. And a fully deserving winner. He used all 3 tyre compounds. He made brilliant use of the VSC. And he took a fantastic victory. And he closed down a 5-second gap to win it with a move on the final lap. Calkers as well, a very good result. Nothing in the end, I guess he could have done about it. P2, and then it is P3 for KP. What a race! What a race! I bet you Nathan's regretting missing this one. Wow. So let's quickly go through the results again. Petrus on the 2-stop, all 3 tyre compounds used, something you don't see very often on this game. From Calkers, KP, CYP, Schumi, Blunt, Surface, Thomas, Matt Noah, Pirate, and Alfie are your finishers. Your retirements: Skin Up, No Way Jose, Tash, Millix Jr., and Dario. Well done to all the drivers who got to the end. Now you made it a very entertaining race from start to finish, and congratulations, of course, to our race winner Petrus with a stunning drive. I'll say again, fantastic. He was setting his fastest laps at the end of the race. Does he have the fastest lap, in fact? He doesn't quite. I think Surface has it. But he was flying up to the end. He absolutely treated that like it was a qualifying lap every single lap. The amount of skill that takes to keep those tyres so good for so long, it's difficult to describe. But he made it work. He made a fantastic race out of it. And he became a very deserving winner. So, I've been your commentator Omar, and we will be back next week for Monaco. Another race that'll surely provide the frills and spills of your old carnage-filled Monaco race. But anyway, thank you all for watching. We got great views on this one tonight, by the way. We're hitting like 15 views there at the end, so great to see people sticking out throughout. It means a lot. Obviously, we've just passed 200 subscribers as well the other week, so keep them coming. Keep your subscriptions coming in. Do feel free to put your notifications on as well, so you know when we're streaming, because you don't want to miss races like this. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to leave it now, and safe travels. What a race, man! Oh man, I'm hyped. See you.